All right. Whoa. Welcome back. I hope that you learned a lot about comparing shapes using the words alike and different in our mini lesson video. Now, we are going to walk through our workbook pages together, and then I will leave you to do some work independently. So let's take a look at all of our worms on the shapes here. Worms are laying on each side, each vertex, and each curve of a shape. So think back to our mini lesson and think about how Erica compared her shapes. We're using different colors than she used, but we want to color the shapes that have 4 sides and 4 vertices green. So those will be our rectangles and our squares. Now, who remembers why a square is really just a special kind of rectangle? That's right. A square is a special rectangle because it has 4 sides, just like a rectangle, and 4 vertices. But what's really special about the square is that all of its 4 sides are the same length or size. So you're going to get a green marker or crayon and color in all of those rectangles and squares green. That will help us compare so we know that squares and rectangles are alike. Next, shapes with 3 sides and 3 vertices, we will color in red. These triangles are alike because they have 3 sides and 3 vertices. Okay. Remember, I'm not going to color them all for you. I'm just going to show you how to get started. So you'll find all the shapes that are alike this red triangle and color them in red. Lastly, we will compare circles with our other shapes. Now, circles are super different because they don't have any straight sides, but they have something special that our other shapes do not, and that is a curve. You see our blue worm right here laying on the curve of a circle. So here we go. You'll look for all of the circles and you will compare them to our shapes. And take note that a circle is different because it has a curve. Awesome. So remember, you are coloring in all of these shapes using green, blue, and red. All right. Moving on to page number 2. So, just like we did before, we are going to compare shapes that are alike and that are different. Now, I'm going to choose first to sort my shapes that have 4 sides in the alike column. Shapes that do not have 4 sides will go in the different column. So I know that a rectangle with 4 sides and 4 vertices, 2 long sides and 2 shorter sides can go in this column. I also know that a square has 4 sides also. And a square is also considered a rectangle to be in the rectangle family because it has 4 sides and 4 vertices, but it's just extra special because we know all 4 sides are the same size. So squares and rectangles are alike or similar. Next, moving on to our different column, we know that a triangle is different than a square because it has 3 sides, not 4. And to finish up, a circle is different than a square or rectangle because it has no straight sides and it has a curve. You can continue to draw more shapes and compare, but I'm going to move on to our next page. Perfect. Page 3. Now, again, they ask us to sort shapes that are alike and different. I'm going to draw some triangles on this side of my sorting mat. They are alike or similar because they have 3 sides and 3 vertices. Even though they don't look exactly the same, they still have all the attributes of a triangle. 3 sides and 3 vertices. Now think about which shapes are different than a triangle. Right, a circle is different than a triangle because it has no straight sides. It does not have 3. It has none. It has a curve instead. Now, a rectangle is also different than a triangle because it does not have 3 straight sides either. It has 4. So remember, you can be creative and draw more than 2 shapes in each section, but I'm going to stop here so that you have time to practice independently. We are cruising right along. Whoa, to our independent practice pages. You're going to do this one all on your own. So just like we compared in our mini lesson video and on the page before, you're going to get a chance to do this totally on your own, independently, which means without help from mom or dad. I think you can do it. Next, we will go to our lesson check and our spiral review. So, red apple number 1 asks us to look at this shape and to draw a shape that is alike in some way. And you can tell a grown-up how the shapes are alike or similar. In spiral review, things that we've learned back in previous chapters, we are going to count and tell how many there are and rate the number. We have 2 10 frames. One is full and one is not so full. It's a double-digit number in the teens. Use what you remember about counting forward. And green leaf number 3. How many of each color counter are there? How many white? How many gray? Write those numbers. And as a bonus, if you choose, write how many more we need to make 5. All right? Have a beautiful morning reviewing your math. I cannot wait to see all of your work comparing shapes. I hope you learned something new today. I know I did. See you in a little while.